Hi everyone, welcome back to my booktube channel. I hope you're doing well. Today's video is a summer TBR, so it's a pile of summer themed books that I'm hoping to read over the summer. There is quite a few, so I don't know if I'm going to get them all done. Then I suppose summer is until middle of September, so I might, there's time. But yeah, let's get into it. First up we have Happy Place by Emily Henry. This follows Harriet and Wynne that are together. They go on holiday every year, I think with their friends. Yeah, with their favourite people in the world, so maybe family as well. Except when they go on their next holiday, they've actually broken up and they've been apart for 6 months. But they haven't told anyone, so they're still lying to everyone that they're together. So I guess lovers to friends maybe, then to lovers again. Not too sure. Brought this a while ago. It was in one of my book haul videos, but I said that I was saving it for the summer because look at the cover. It is so warm today here. It's literally only 21 degrees, but it's so muggy and hot. I'm so warm. Next up we have Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have mixed feelings about this book because I have already tried to read it once. It was either last year or the year before, but I think it was last year. I don't even know how far I got, maybe 2 or 3 chapters, and I just wasn't feeling it. But I know that everyone says that it's like a really good book, so I want to try again this summer. I feel like this is one book that may be possibly better as an audiobook, but I can't really get into audiobooks. I really struggle. I don't know what it is, but I don't seem to absorb as much of it when I listen to it as I do when reading. But yeah, so obviously this follows like a band. This is set in the 70s. Everybody knows Daisy Jones and the Six. Their sound defined an era. Their albums were on every turntable. They sold out arenas from coast to coast. Then on the 12th of July 1979, Daisy Jones walked barefoot onto the stage at the Whiskey, and it all came crashing down. So they obviously split up, and I think it tells the story of that. It's a shame. I'm hoping that I like it this time round because I actually love Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, that's one of my all-time favourite books. I absolutely love it. So I'm hoping that next time I give this a go, I will actually vibe with it better and I will enjoy it, but we'll see. Next up, You Had Me at Halloumi by Ginger Jones. I love how it says not just a cheesy holiday romance, so I think it's like hinting at the fact that it is probably going to be like quite a cheesy book, which I love. This follows Freya, who is a chef. She's got like a dream of going to the Mediterranean and cooking over there. She ditches her job and her boyfriend to go and join a cooking contest, I'm guessing it's called. It's the Golden Spoon Culinary Prize. It's in Cyprus. She meets someone over there. There's only 7 contestants. Obviously she's one of them. The love interest in this, I'm not sure whether he's another contestant or not because it doesn't say, but I think she has to make the choice of whether to like ignore him, follow her dreams, or whether to see where it takes her with him, and hopefully whether she can do both. This is just one that I picked up from the works. I think it was in like the 3 for £6 deal. I think this was like last year. I haven't really heard much about it. I haven't really seen it anywhere, but yeah. This one. Next up we have Good Girl Complex by Al Kennedy. This follows a girl called Mackenzie, who gets called Mac for short. She's a people pleaser, and her parents want her to move to Avalon Bay to get her college degree, which is like a beachside town. She doesn't really want to go, but she goes because she's a people pleaser. She's 20. It says that she is normally really good at suppressing her wilder impulses, but she meets a local bad boy called Cooper. Obviously they start seeing each other and stuff like that, but there's a secret that Cooper is keeping that she finds out about. I think it determines whether she stays in the town or not. don't think I've read anything by Al Kennedy yet. I've got some other books but I'm yet to read them, so looking forward to this. Next up we have Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. This follows Lena, who spends the summer in Tuscany because she's following her mother's dying wish. Her mother wrote a journal diary of her time in Tuscany, and it was her wish for Lena to go over there and find her father and bond with him, get to know her father because she doesn't know him. So she uses her mother's journal to find out about secret romances and little hidden spots and stuff that she can go and find on her journey. Haven't really heard much of this one. It's one that I'm actually quite looking forward to. It was on my TBR for summer last year, but I didn't get around to it, so I'm hoping to get to it this summer. Next up we have Love Overboard by Ada Baru. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've never seen this book anywhere. I was in Asda, I think, and it was in the 2 for £9 section, and there was another book that I wanted, so I just picked this up to get, well, both of them just slightly cheaper. This follows Sophia, who boards a yacht on the Amalfi Coast as a chef. She has an interaction with someone called Jack that doesn't go smoothly. They have a bit of a disagreement, but a disaster strikes for some of the wealthy guests that are on there, and they have to put their differences aside to work together. And then obviously I think it's enemies to lovers, that kind of vibe. Like I say, haven't seen this before anywhere, never heard anything about it, never even heard of the author, but this cover drew me in. So I was like, yes, I'll take you home with me. Next up we have 7 Summers by Paige Toon. This, again, I've never read anything by Paige, never read any of her work. I've seen a few of her books, but I've never brought any. I think this is my first one. This follows Liv and Finn, who 6 summers ago they first of all meet. They have a bit of a relationship, and they plan to meet up every summer after, as long as they're both still single, and that's what they do. And then it gets to this summer, the 7th one, and a new person comes in. His name's Tom, and essentially Liv has to choose between pursuing something with Tom or just seeing Finn every summer, because they live in different areas. That's about as much as I know. I'm quite looking forward to this one actually. I think it'll be quite good, and this cover's so pretty, look at it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Next up we have Love Me Do by Lindsay Kelk. This follows Phoebe and Ren. Phoebe is a copyright, she writes card greetings, so she knows how to play Cupid. She lands in Hollywood. I don't know what for. What does she land in Hollywood for? She goes to Hollywood anyway, I don't know what for, but she goes to Hollywood and she can't help playing matchmaker for her handsome neighbour, Carpenter Wren. Obviously I think it's one of them things where she's playing matchmaker for him and then they end up falling in love themselves. Again, 3 for £6 in the works. Picked it up literally because I just love the cover again, but because it's all summery and stuff, I'll try and read it this summer. Next up we have Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the second in the series after Icebreaker. I don't think they're actual follow-ons. I think they might be interconnected slightly, but I don't think you have to read Icebreaker to be able to read this one. This follows Russ and Aurora, where they spend the night drinking together at a university party, but Aurora leaves before Russ learns her name, and then they both start a new job at the same place. So when they show up on their first day, they obviously figure out who each other are. Obviously when they meet back up there's tension between them both, but they become camp counsellors. So there's a no fraternising rule between staff, so they're not allowed to date. So they basically either have to resist each other or risk their jobs. I've had this for quite a while. I loved Icebreaker. I know there's quite mixed reviews about that, but I actually really enjoyed that book. There's quite a lot of characters in it, which is a little bit off-putting, but the storyline itself, I actually really enjoyed it. So I'm going to try and read this one this summer. Next up we have My Life with the Water Boys. I don't actually know if this is set in summer, but to me it gives like summer vibes. I don't know if it's because I've seen like a clip of the series and that seemed like summer to me on Netflix, but I don't know. This follows Jackie. Her goal in life is perfection, so she wants perfect grades, the perfect look. She just wants to be perfect because both of like her parents are really busy and they don't really pay her much attention, so she's always like striving to be her best in hopes of getting their attention. But then one day her parents are involved in an accident and they sadly pass away, so she moves across the country to move into this house with the Water Boys. There is 11 sons and a daughter who is basically one of the boys. She struggles to fit in because they're all like quite wild and stuff like that, and she obviously wants to be perfect. But as time goes on she realises that there's like more to life than being perfect, and she doesn't have to be perfect to find love from someone. That's the kind of impression that I'm getting. Obviously this was on my TBR a couple of months back, but I never got to it, so I'm hoping to read this and then watch the series afterwards. Next up we have Beach Read by Emily Henry. Another Emily Henry book. All of hers seem to be like kind of summer beachy themes. I've only read You and Me on Vacation, I think it's called. Yeah. I've only read that one. I have got like 4, I think. I haven't got the latest one yet. But this follows January and Gus. They're both writers, they're both struggling, they're both broke. She is a hopeless romantic and he believes that love is just basically a fairy tale. But they both have, like I said, they're both broke, they both have writer's block, and they're both trying to write bestsellers before summer ends. So that follows our journey. I'm guessing it's going to be enemies to lovers. Or they make a bet to swap genres and see who gets published first. Okay, this might be better than what I was thinking. So yeah, I hate this cover. I hate these style of covers. Like the other one that I showed first, I love that cover. This one, I really hate. But it is what it is. So yeah, hoping to get to this at some point over the summer. Next up we have another Elle Kennedy book, which is Girl Abroad. This follows Abby. She's 19 and she goes abroad to study for a year in London. There's a mix-up when she gets there. She assumes that she's sharing, like, all her roommates are girls, but they're actually all boys and she's the only girl there. I think she ends up in like a love triangle with 2 of the boys, but I'm not 100% sure. I know that there's obviously definitely a love interest in there, but she ends up lying to her parents and stuff about her time there and stuff like that. So I'm actually really looking forward to this one. I'm hoping it's as good as I think it's going to be, but we'll see. And then lastly we have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I don't know if this is set in summer. I think the first one in the Chestnut Spring series is Flawless, if I remember rightly. I'm pretty sure that's set in the summer, but I can't quite remember. But yeah, just because I really want to read this. The second one comes out in September, I believe. Not sure what date, but pretty sure it's September. So obviously I need to read this before. This follows Ford Grant, which is Willa's older brother from Heartless, is it? With Cade? Yeah, Heartless. I believe that this whole series is going to be single dad trope. But I think this follows Ford and a girl that used to be in his life years ago. She leaves town and then she comes back. So yeah, that's pretty much all I know. I know it was everywhere recently, but I tried to avoid all the spoilers and stuff because I don't want to ruin it for myself. But yeah, this one. So hopefully I'm going to get to this. And that's it. I say that's it, like there's not loads there. How many did I do? 1, 2, 3. That's 13 books, as well as my normal TBR that I've got to get through as well. So we'll see if we can do it, but I don't know. Thank you for watching. If you've watched it all the way through, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you would like to like the video and subscribe, I appreciate that too, but no pressure if you don't want to. But yeah, that's it. I just want to say, if you can hear my kids in the background. It's summer. Summer holidays have started. They're downstairs with my husband. They're all excited, having a while of a time. Plenty of ice cream and stuff like that. So yeah, if you can hear them laughing and stuff in the background, they're just downstairs having fun. So yeah, thank you. Take care everyone. Bye.